And Grumgur's Tavern is back for episode 10. Last time, the party encountered a giant purple worm out in the Whispering Desert. As Traston was consumed, they inevitably got him out as they tag-teamed it, Elrid and Traston together, through the hole that it dug to throw Elrid straight into the sky and come down on top of it with his two-handed sword. After the beast was felled, they decided to take a quick little break, flying up on the carpet to prevent another attack, and that's when the sandstorm hit. At this time, Traston, Elrid, and Jacob were all on the same page, heading down into the cavern that the sandworm had dug in their fight just a few moments before, while Anna and Neptune were stuck on the other carpet, and they hadn't been seen after the sandstorm ended. While Elrid, Traston, and Jacob were down in the little divot, Jacob noticed a light down at the end of the tunnel, with what looked to be man-made tunnel that was created to kind of dig further in, where they encountered a half-elven individual wearing this, what looked to be like a dragon scale-like robe, and had a necklace of multiple different scales from different types of dragons bared across his neck. After a few conversations, Traston, getting a little bit spooked in that hallway, decided he's going to hit the first thing that he sees as he throws a spear directly into Elrid's chest as Elrid falls to the ground. Traston, running over to finish the job, realizes that it's Elrid, decides to get him back up, and then licks Jacob in the face as Corden cast telekinesis to hold him in place, as the blinding light from Traston's finger also rendered Jacob unconscious momentarily. After the whole debacle of Traston taking out more party members than the Purple Worm, they decided to invade Corden's little cave there and get a rest in before setting out to look for Anna and Neptune. After their rest, they made their way out of the tunnel and to the northwestern area of the desert, where they expected to find Anna, as the latest instruction that they had from townsfolk was to look for a hidden base out in the western half of the desert. Flying on the carpets, just trying to get a gauge on, any kind of footsteps or anything made along the way, they encountered a giant cavern about 30 feet in diameter that looked very similar to the ones that the worm that they felled previously dug out. There are legends of a giant purple worm that is 3 times the size of an average one of the area, but no one has ever seen it. Looking closer at the opening of this tunnel, they see a couple of footsteps kind of pacing back and forth, look to be the same size as Anna's, as they decided to land and head in. This tunnel went down for quite a bit, pretty dark naturally, but they continued forward until it kind of had a bright light at the end of the tunnel, where they entered into this little hidden sanctuary, so to speak, filled with waterfalls on both sides and this gold-paved road leading up into this gigantic, what looked to be like cathedral temple built into the sands itself, as they see Anna standing at the top of the staircase next to a couple of the marbled pillars on the outside. And that's where we'll begin. So, Traston, Elrid, Jacob, Corden, obviously, are standing back towards the entrance, and you all see Anna on top of the staircase there, looking to be making her way in to the temple.
Do I see them?
Turning around, you do see the silhouette of some figures. It's probably 300 feet or so away. They recognize you by the gun on your back and looking over there, you can see the glow from Elrod's sword that signifies that it's probably the rest of your group. So.
I'm probably just gonna continue up the stairs.
Okay. And the rest of you?
I've been muted.
Yes, you have.
He figured it out.
I'm gonna look at Tristan and say, like you haven't done it before. Is that Anna over there?
Looks to be. Let's forget anything that happened. Well, not forget, forgive. Anyway, let's go ahead and catch up.
I'll start making my way over.
Likewise.
Okay. I assume you guys are trying to keep up the pace.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
After a couple seconds or so, you guys make it up to the top of the stairs where Anna's already kind of walked through the entryway. So, a few more seconds, you guys walk in and you kind of see Anna. Looks to be just kind of scanning the area right there by the entrance.
Where's the water one, Anna?
Where is it at?
He's asking where Neptune is.
I thought he was with you.
He was on your carpet.
I just assumed that he shadow stepped off into the hole.
As far as you guys know, just doing your quick scans across the desert, you didn't see any footprints or anything that would signify that you saw a second person, specifically Neptune. At least not in your adventure. So, currently you guys are standing inside this temple. It seems to be pretty dark. There seems to be a couple of torches about 600 feet out on what looks to be the back wall near the cornerstones of this temple-like structure. Inside you see, in the center, probably about a 300-foot width by a 400-foot length depression inside the ground that looks to have some staircases around the entire perimeter of this recession. Leads probably about 10 feet down. Looking down in there, you see what looks to be rows upon rows of sarcophagi just laid out. There's probably 4 by 8, so 4 rows with 8 in each line.
You're positive you haven't seen him since we left?
No. When the storm started, I saw him, like, I don't want to say jump off the carpet, but it didn't look as though he was thrown.
Well, shit. Do we double back and try to find the poor critter? I mean, hell, especially with the sandstorm and the desert heat starting to build up, I'm afraid the bud might dry out.
No, it's not worth it.
We're not alone in this temple.
He's made of water, so he won't.
But he's
last long
alone
in
out there.
No, I'm saying we are not alone in this temple.
I'd imagine we wouldn't be.
What do you mean?
I can sense something vampiric in nature.
Where?
Oh, fucking great.
Let's see. Where do I sense this? I can't really tell. It seems to just be a presence, but it could be being masked.
Okay. Well,
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to try and find him? Or do we want to finish the mission and then try to find him?
I mean, at this point,
I think it's
probably,
wise. This temple's going to be here in 8 hours, 8 days, 8 weeks. This thing's still going to be out here.
So, Traston, with your knowledge of the desert, sandstorms uncover hidden places all the time. This could disappear whenever the next sandstorm hits once it's covered by the amount of sand that comes in. You're not sure.
Who is this?
He's well,
You see
he's a
Corden kind
quiet little
of bow.
fella. Yeah.
Anna will bow back to him if he bows to her, and then she will extend her hand and say, I am Princess Anna.
He reaches his hand out. I'm Corden. Judging by his appearance, he's got this dragon cloak. It looks to be made out of silver dragon scales, with the hood kind of covering up some of his features, but you can tell by a couple of the points on the edges of it that he seems to be some kind of elf. He does have a dragon, what looks like to be a dragon scale necklace. Looks to be a, I think it's a gold, a red, a blue, and a platinum scale. If I recall the necklace appearance correctly. Seems to be wielding a staff of sorts, as well as some what looks to be magical garbs.
more importantly, Anna, we almost died again, and it wasn't from the worm.
Really?
I don't
Yes.
want to talk about it.
Well, I do,
We-
Traston.
We
No, let's talk about this one,
Listen,
because I got yelled at last time for this.
Oh, well,
Jacob,
since everybody wants to
listen.
talk about it, maybe we should invoke the talking
we
stick
already
rule.
we talked about it. It was
I haven't
it's
heard
under
the story.
the
I
water.
haven't heard anything about this. Jacob,
So-
why don't you start out this, or Elred?
3 men walk into a cave.
Okay.
One man walks back out. The other
Who
man
was-
decides to stick his stick in the other one's chest.
You
Wait, who was
scared
the
me.
one that walked out?
I was walking out to find Traston. He didn't respond when I yelled down the cave, and he threw a spear into my chest.
I didn't hear shit.
Traston, I know we joke about this, but I mean, you can't have thought we were serious.
Listen, I was on edge in a
So wait,
dark
wait,
place.
where does Jacob come into this?
Oh.
Jacob, did he also stab you?
No. This one's kind of Elred's fault. He picked up Traston because he was mad, and he threw him. And it happened to Traston use Divine Smite on my face.
It was a team effort at that
I
point.
did try to stop him at
So I
Was it
leave
late?
It's my
for
penance.
a few measly hours, and you three try to kill each other?
Listen now. Everyone's fine. I
I'm
might need to
just
take a nap
curious.
here presently, especially before we get into any kind of trouble inside this structure.
All I want to
But,
say is that Traston
I think we already
used
took a long
most
rest.
of his divine smites on me and Jacob.
Who did? He did indeed do that.
The
I
intent to kill.
witnessed the whole thing. It was violence.
Now,
uncalled
while the
for.
intent to kill was there for a mere moment, the intent to heal was also there in the same instant. And you're fine. You just you got the wind knocked out of you, and a lot of blood loss. I'm going to admit there was a lot of blood loss.
I had the
Yeah.
life knocked out of me, Traston. Not the wind, the life.
And I brought it back. It's okay. Listen, we talked about this already. I thought we were square.
Oh, we are.
Relatively speaking.
We are. I'm just making sure Anna's aware that Don't walk down any dark hallways and then walk back and yell for your name because you won't respond and you'll stab someone with a spear.
Listen, I didn't hear anything that time. There was a lot of wind going on up above, a lot of screaming and howling from the sandstorm. I couldn't hear. Hell, listen, I'm gonna admit, and I'm gonna let everyone know, so there's not a confusion down the line here. We're out in this godforsaken desert for a purpose, and I'm probably going to be a little on edge here while we're at least in the vicinity. I can't promise that I will be my normal chipper self once we get inside. But that said, I will try my damnedest to not kill anybody I'm not supposed to. But I got the scroll here, and I pull out the scroll, resurrection scroll or reincarnation scroll that I have.
Yep.
In case something goes wrong, this is our break glass, grab the axe button. I don't know. I
That's
guess I'll
our
just
Hail
read it.
Mary.
That's in case of emergency, in case something bad happens. We have
Well,
this.
At least we have a plan.
No, the full plan will be. We should probably lay out a proper plan. From what would I know about any kind of like, not necessarily the interior or the layout, but more so the practices in place and hierarchy, so to speak, of what can be expected for the individuals that would reside here. As far as I know.
The desert as a whole, or the specific thing that you're in?
This here fuck structure.
Go ahead and give me. Trying to depend whether it's a history or religion. Go ahead and just give me a religion check.
Religion. Good at those. That's a 26.
This seems to be a very long forgotten tradition. Most people just get buried in the ground nowadays, but this seems to be a very old burial chamber of sorts. At least the current room that you're in, where people are essentially mummified, all their organs removed, and they are placed in these sarcophagi to prevent long-term resurrection, so they don't come back as zombies, essentially. They're typically hidden and not easily accessible from the outside, which is probably why this one seemed to be hidden, but something uncovered it during one of the sandstorms as of late.
Okay. This is not necessarily our final destination, so to speak, but a point of interest along the way as we continue northeast.
Most of these type of chambers have some kind of hidden passageway to prevent looters and bandits from going in and stealing the treasure. You do know that as well. That's just kind of a common theme around these type of burial grounds.
Okay. So, from what I understand, this will be, it'll be damn near tomb-like inside. And Anna, you said you're getting a whiff of
Yep.
the vampiric.
Yep.
You don't know, you're not able to make out how many of them, right?
I can't tell how many or where they're at. All I know is that I can feel them.
Does it get more, does it like kind of pick up if someone's like right behind you or anything like that, or no?
Does it kind of pick up if somebody's right behind me?
So in
you're
your
kinda like,
experience, typically it's it does have a stronger pull when something is close by. But in this specific situation, you've never felt something try to mask it. It's just the faintest of feelings, more of like an instinct rather than a, hey, this is here.
Okay.
Are there any like foot tracks besides us here?
Just go ahead and give me a survival check.
I want to look around and see if there's any tampering with this area. Tell if anyone came through here, not just by foot tracks, but any kind of markings.
You looking at anything specific? Or you're just
Anything.
kinda doing a scope of the room?
Signs of someone resting, sitting down, camping up as soon as they got inside after getting through a sandstorm.
Okay. Go ahead and give me
I got a
investigation.
16.
I'm gonna kind of scan around, see if like anyone's nearby. Like we're kind of elevated, right? A little bit elevated.
Yeah, in this room, obviously you guys walked up the stairs outside, and inside this room, about 100 feet in front of you, you see that decline, so to speak, as it goes down into what looks like this giant tomb-like area.
15.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of scan, like, just double back, give a quick once over to the outside, but scan the inside and kind of listen, see if like anything's really jumping out at me.
All right, perception for that. So Jacob, kind of looking around, it looks to be this blocked sandstone that you're kind of standing on. The stone itself seems to be pretty stable, and tracks don't really stick to the stone. But this area doesn't seem to have that layer of dust on top of it, where you would normally get a feeling that this has been abandoned or long since used. It seems to be what looks to be upkept in some way, shape, or form. Like somebody's been either cleaning it or it's just been used heavily enough to where it's not got that layer of dirt.
Okay.
Elrid, investigating, kind of looking around, looking to see if there's any kind of, sign that people have been nearby. Over in the bar corner, underneath the torch on the northwestern side of this temple here, you find what looks to be a couple of sleeping bags and a very small fire that was kind of started up in the corner. That seems to be long since burnt out. The wood itself seems to probably been out for probably about 2 weeks or so, just by estimation.
Can I search the sleeping bags for anything that might have been left inside?
Yeah, go ahead and give me another investigation for that. Interesting, you're listening, looking around to see if there's anything kind of nearby or anything like that.
Yeah, it was 14.
And mine's 18.
Okay. So, interesting, kind of listening in, looking around, trying to find anything that might be of use. Primarily what you're hearing is the waterfall on the outside. You hear that very loud rush of water as it slams into the pond below, where it's kind of being pulled up. You're not quite sure where that water is going out, but it doesn't ever seem to be overflowing. So there might be some kind of underground tunnel system that this is kind of shifting around, possibly even into the burial chamber. But you're not quite sure where that's concerned. And just listening, listening and looking around. Primarily what sticks out are the sarcophagi lined in this divot in the floor. You're not seeing any kind of passageway or doors within the chamber itself.
Okay.
Elrid, looking around, you find 85 gold pieces kind of strewn around in the bag. But doesn't seem to be anything else of note or worth.
Okay. Pocket the gold. Come back to the group. I found some sleeping bags and looks like a fire that's been out for, I don't know, roughly 2 weeks, a week and a half. It's tough to tell, but someone's been through here.
Anna's gonna sit down and she's gonna focus as hard as she can, trying to see if she can determine where this presence is coming from or how many, just anything that she can try to get a grasp on.
Just give me a straight wisdom check.
That's a 15.
You just got this nagging feeling that something is below you. You can't pinpoint where, but it just feels like there's something beneath you.
Alright, Anna's gonna communicate that to the rest of the group.
Okay.
I think now's a good time to kind of get some shut-eye in.
Anna will take the first watch.
Appreciate it. I am raring for a nap pretty hardcore right now.
Elwood's just gonna walk over, grab the sleeping bags that were over there, and just throw them out in case anyone wants to use them.
Okay.
How many
Grab
sleeping
one.
bags were there?
2.
So,
Jacob's
just
also keeping watch. He doesn't need to rest.
Okay.
Elwood's gonna take a nap.
Okay.
Anna's gonna, like, kind of trance, and while she's trancing, she's gonna continue trying to see if she can figure out where this is coming from. Making sure that she stays hyper vigilant in case she hears anything, or senses anything, or sees anything.
Okay. Trying to make sure Corden doesn't have trance because he's only a half elf. Yeah, he doesn't. So, Corden's gonna kind of take up another rest up in the corner there, similar to what Elrod's doing. Just trying to maintain his composure and stay rested. For this, Jacob and Anna, go ahead and just give me perception checks. Anna, I can roll yours real quick.
I'm coming downstairs.
21.
21.
While they do that, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Yep.
I left my vape upstairs. I had to go get it. Perception 17.
Okay. And so both of you kind of just trying to see if anything changes in this area. See if you can hear or sense anything along those lines. The only thing you guys really hear is the natural wildlife. It sounds like there's a snake nearby. You hear the rattle of its tail. You're not quite sure how close it is. At least Anna isn't. Jacob, looking basically straight ahead at the other wall in the corner, you see something kind of slither back and forth as you hear the same rattle again.
Anna's gonna take her crossbow. Or no, she's gonna shoot a firebolt at it.
You're not quite sure where it is. Jacob's able to see it straight ahead.
Okay. Then Anna will continue to do nothing until she can see it.
I throw my dagger at it.
Okay. Just go ahead and roll an attack for me.
That's
18.
good eats.
So, easily enough, watching its movements, throwing it where it's gonna be. You throw your dagger with the utmost precision as it just kind of impales it right beneath the head where you would assume its neck would be, even though it's just a neck with a tail and a head. And you manage to kind of pin it up against the wall as the dagger just kind of takes it the other 10 feet towards the wall.
Does it look to be venomous?
Looking at it a little closer, it does appear to be a rattlesnake. You do know it is a little bit venomous. It's a little venomous. It would probably definitely injure one of you if it were to have bitten you.
I'm gonna try to extract the venom out of it.
You're gonna milk the rattlesnake?
Gonna milk the snake.
Okay, for killing purposes.
Why are you touching the snake?
Are you awake?
No, I'm talking to Joe.
Oh,
Who's Joe?
I was like, Elred woke up?
Go ahead and give me a nature check to see if you're able to extract it.
I got 18.
18.
I'm gonna stop using D&D Beyond.
So you managed to get what looks to be about a vial of the venom out of it, kind of ripping its fang off and kind of squeezing it like you would a fruit.
I mean, I don't like
Forcing it
snakes,
out.
but jeez, so violent.
You seem to have milked it of most, if not all, of its venom.
Does Anna see what he's doing?
You see him get up and, after he throws his dagger, what looked to be at the wall, but the rattling stopped after he got up. You can only imagine what he's doing over there as, you know, he's probably taking a look at a snake.
I hate snakes. Yeah, Anna wants no part of that. She's basically just completely content to chill over here and let boys be boys, as they say.
Milking snakes.
Yes,
One-eyed
milk the
monster.
snake.
One-eyed monster.
Okay. I assume after you have milked your snake, you go back over to your post and just kind of wait for anything else.
Yes.
Okay.
Anna's gonna look over at him and say, "What did you do with that snake?"
Did you come back with the snake?
No.
Okay.
I extracted some poison from it.
You gonna put it on your daggers?
That, or we could put it on an arrow, whatever.
Put it on bullet. No, that might be a waste of it.
Can you do that?
I mean, I don't see why not, although I'd say we probably should be very careful if we try.
I would say with the velocity that the bullet comes out, the liquid would probably be burnt off or fall off of it. Unless it was infused into the bullet in some way, shape, or form that, you know, exuded the venom. So, after you get back to your post, next couple hours kind of go by pretty quietly. Main things you guys hear are the rushing waters of the waterfalls on the outside, as well as the faint, what sound of wind just kind of rushing through the cavern. At this point, Elred, Traston, and Corden start to get up, seem to be pretty well rested. Nothing seems to have really occurred, or nothing seems to have jumped out in the last few hours. So. Anything you guys would like to do? You guys are kind of huddled where that last camp was stationed, but
Probably wise for us to move forward now.
Aye.
Okay.
Nice and quiet, like there's a shit ton of fanged individuals. I'd rather keep a low profile as best as possible. Let's get the element of surprise while we can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check for your low walking.
Why did I think he said jabberwalking?
Disadvantage. Oh, that's a natural 19 and a natural 8. So 8.
8. Okay. I will keep in mind. So, we'll restate again. Inside the room, doesn't seem to be any doorways or passageways. You see the 2 torches in the back, what would be the northwest and northeastern corners. You guys camped underneath the northwestern one. And then in the center, next to the gigantic columns in the middle, kind of 2 on each corner of this depression inside the middle of the floor that has a staircase that leads down into these many sarcophagi, kind of lined, evenly spaced, almost perfectly symmetrical to one. And then the entrance.
Okay, so since everybody's kind of starting to wake up and move around, Anna's going to decide that she wants to investigate this presence that she feels. So she's going to start looking around to see if there's a way to actually go down further into this temple.
Is there anything specific that you're trying to investigate? And how are you investigating?
So she's gonna look around at the walls and stuff, see if she notices, stairs that go down, or maybe a doorway, or I don't know, a weird looking light fixture that maybe, a little Scooby-Doo action. You pop it and the door opens, and that's basically what she's looking for it very intently.
Howard's good at puzzles. Let me hit things.
What are you hitting?
Everything.
Anna, investigation check for Anna. Elrid. What thing are you hitting first?
I'm just gonna feel around and see if I feel anything that feels hollow, or just knock on it, hear for the hollow sound, and then if I hear the hollow sound, find big rock, smash hard.
Okay, so where are you starting with your knocking?
I'm gonna go to the furthest end away from the entrance, and then start there.
Along the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Investigating the wall. Perception, please.
There's a reason for the perception to see if you can determine the hollowness.
It's a 4.
Hitting
Hey, my
it
bonus
sounds
would
like
save
a
that.
wall. It definitely sounds like a wall. As you kind of touch on it, it doesn't sound like when you knock on like an actual rock, like a cylinder block. It kind of deafens the sound a little bit because it's comprised of basically a gigantic sand block. But it doesn't sound hollow, at least not where you're currently at.
I'm gonna
And
continue
Anna,
to
what was your
search
investigation?
with
Okay.
my 4 perception.
Okay.
Since I forgot to roll it, a 15.
Okay. Doing some investigation along the walls. You see this, what looks to be like a ribboned banner throughout the center of the wall that kind of loops all the way around with various runic engravings along it, with the occasional images of sarcophagi every 20 or 30 runes. It seems to be patterned. But along the wall, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. The 2 torches that are in the corner are about 30 feet up, so they're not even reachable. But nothing else really stands out. And which direction are you going? I assume clockwise.
Yeah.
Elred. Yeah, you've
Yes.
basically investigated the entire room,
Yeah.
Anna, and just kind of investigating, looking for anything that looks suspicious. Suspicious.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I forgot the S there.
Suspicious.
Nothing
I'm gonna-
seems to really stick out around the edge of the room.
Clockwise, yeah.
Okay. Continuing to knock on these walls, everything sounds the same. It doesn't have that hollow tone. It sounds like the sand is kind of capturing the sound and compressing it into this little block here.
So it sounds less hollow?
Yes. It sounds like the sound's just kind of getting dulled out by the sandstone bricks themselves as you knock on them.
So where I was before.
Yeah, it all essentially sounds the same as you move along the wall.
Okay. But the first place I started, it sounded different than that?
No, it's essentially the same sound all the way around.
Okay. So I'm just making sure.
Yes.
Alright, Elrod's gonna leave it up to the rest of them because he's not sure what else to look for.
Okay.
Is there any deep scan anywhere in the room?
Not really. The runes along the wall kind of stand out, but there's not any kind of recollection that you would know them from. They seem to be some kind of ancient runic symbols that don't really make sense. The only one that you can make out's the sarcophagus logo symbol. Tress, is there anything you would like to look at?
Not really. I'm just listening.
Okay.
Kind of swivel. I do want to cast detect magic and just have that going.
Okay. As you cast detect magic, you get kind of a presence beneath you of some kind of magical means. It does feel pretty similar to that of what you felt back at the Cult of the Seventh's hideout.
Shit.
Not necessarily the same type, but the same intent.
The walls have intent?
It's the magical.
Insight check.
I was like, these walls have ears.
The magic wants to kill you. But yeah, beneath you, you can get that overwhelming presence of essentially dread, despair.
So like, right beneath our feet.
It's faint, but you can definitely feel it coming from beneath you.
Okay. Head on a swivel, folks. I might have another grain of sight situation.
What do you mean?
Remember all the weird portal-y doodads in that crypt?
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're gonna have a round 2 here shortly because I'm catching a whiff of some of that tomfuckery. That's just beneath our feet.
Okay.
How's your vampire smell doing?
How's my vampire smell doing?
Same thing. It
Any
still feels
change?
like there is some kind of presence beneath you, but you can't really pinpoint where.
Okay, so yeah, basically the exact same thing.
So, at this point, you guys start to see
Right.
Corden making his way down the center into that little depression to make his way down to the sarcophagus. Or sarcophagi. You see him, he's starting to kind of like look over each one of the essentially coffins, so to speak, and try to look around, see if it's got some kind of magical properties, or see if it's hollow in there as well. You just see him kind of knock on it a couple times and kind of put his ear to the side of it, trying to listen in to see if there's anything kind of out of the ordinary. As he continues to make his way down the line.
Hey, Fancy Pants. I think they're dead.
Yes, but you guys checking up there hasn't found anything yet either, so I figured I'd check down here.
Holler if you find anything.
Will do.
I'm gonna go and help them, actually. You know what? I'm gonna come and just tell me what I'm looking for.
See if you feel any kind of trap or possibly some hollowness. It'll probably echo pretty loud.
Like this, and I start kind of probing around with my hand, poking with my spear, and I want to aid him.
Okay. Just go ahead and give me a perception check. And which row are you starting on? Because there are 4 rows of 8. He's starting what would be the northwest corner, making his way south.
To the opposite.
Okay.
Top
Northeast,
to
head
bottom,
south.
meet in the middle.
Okay. And our
It's 19.
19? Okay. Elrid, Jacob, or Anna, either one of you going down there as well?
Yep, I'm going down there.
Okay.
Jacob will. Well,
Elred will probably follow along, yeah.
Okay, so there are 2 rows open. It would be the second and third row. Which one are you guys taking?
Second row.
Okay.
I go third.
Okay. And Elrid just
Alright,
kind
I'll
of
go
use
with
his
Jacob.
listening ears. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna use his head to knock on the coffin.
Yes.
Okay. So
With 4 perception, that's how he checked the walls, too.
Elrid and Jacob, I will let you guys either both roll perception or one with advantage. Anna, go ahead and give me a perception as well.
Jacob can do it.
Okay.
I like
You
this
said-
little bromance that Elrid and Jacob have built.
Over food. You said I had advantage, right?
Yes.
I think.
My perception's 25.
Okay.
It was 11 and then a 26.
It is a
Okay.
bond of
Ah,
equal
that's a big
hatred.
difference.
So, you all kind of moving at the same pace, making your way down these sarcophagi. Corden just hitting every single one, trying to discern any kind of differences or any kind of sounds that may be coming out, but nothing seems to stick out through his entire check of that first row. Anna, same kind of thing. You get about midway down, and you kind of knock on something that it sounds a little hollow, but as you knock again, you can kind of hear it kind of get captured in what is more than likely a corpse of some kind. And then continue your way down. Traston, same thing. It all sounds like there is something inside this coffin, whether you know what it is or not quite sure. Jacob, as you get down to the center, it's about the third coffin that you check. And you get this almost reverberating effect. As you knock on it, Elred kind of tuning in as well, you hear it kind of reverberate down. You don't hear the noise come back for about a full 30 seconds.
Anna's... Sorry.
Oh, no, you can go.
Anna's gonna gesture over to Traston and say, there's something in this coffin. Should we open it?
Mosey on over. Define something.
I don't know what it is.
Only one way to find out, and I elbow grease the lid open.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Do I see any of it coming? Or is it just
After it opens,
So no. Okay, not terrible. 17. Would advantage have helped me? Yep, that's a natural 20. Yeah, shit.
as you open this sarcophagus, you were not prepared for what was in it. It does seem like you've dodged some of them, but about 20 snakes fling out at you, hissing and going directly for your neck area. One of them manages to kind of latch on, and you take 10 points of piercing damage as it kind of sinks its teeth in. These ones don't seem to be venomous by looking at the other ones that are nearby, but they're more so just an annoyance and a deterrent.
Ready. Whoa, so... shit, okay. Just yank him off and throw him down. Quick step on his head.
Yep.
Let the other ones kind of their way out of the cave, but then just look in the coffin. Is there anything else in there that they were laying on top of, like little snake tubes that they're coiled up in?
Looking in, there doesn't seem to be any more. They seem to just be frightened by the loud noise that you made while sliding the lid off. Inside there, you do see a skeleton with its arms crossed. Looks to have this ceremonial headpiece on. Looks to be made of solid gold. Might be worth something. Probably weighs about 15 pounds just by looking at it.
Well, as it so happens, I have exactly 15 pounds of encumbrance left before I'm upset. So I pick up the golden helm and strap it to the multiple bags that are strapped together, the more bags that I've been carrying.
Okay. Grave robbing is not against your choices. Okay, good.
Not one of these fuckers.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to look at this coffin?
No.
Okay.
Well, but we didn't go to the same place.
So does
No.
Anna find anything in the coffin other than the snakes?
Looking inside, knowing your great disdain for snakes, you kind of peek at it as Traston's kind of taking this ceremonial headpiece out of the coffin, but it doesn't look to be anything else inside that's of any worth. It just seems to be a lot of bones.
By the way, the ceremony headpiece, is it kind of ding off that? Does it have any kind of aura on it we might detect magic going?
It doesn't seem to. Just seems to be a very expensive hunk of metal.
Also need to do a constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So. And that was essentially the coffin that Traston and Anna were checking was again the third one in the second row. So Elred and Jacob are at the third one in the third row.
Okay.
I would try to open this coffin.
Sure. Just walk up and just try to kick
I'm
it
getting
off.
flashbacks
Full
to
strength.
Okay. Give me a strength check on this one.
That's a 24.
Okay. With Traston pushing his off so easily, you're kind of wondering why this one seems to be giving you so much trouble. As you start to push on it, you start to realize that this lid is probably an inch thick, just a solid slate. As you continuously push it, it doesn't seem it's basically flat beneath the lid. And as you slide the lid completely off, it hits the ground with a very loud thump. And it kind of reverberates throughout the entire chamber as you guys peek down into this coffin. And it looks to be a staircase that leads down for... looks to be quite a bit. You don't really see the end of the staircase. But it does seem to be abnormally dark as well.
Is it a far drop to the staircase, or is the staircase just relatively like right there?
Basically, the coffin was placed on top of the staircase. So, the stairs start right where the coffin bottom would.
Gotcha, so you got a limbo down.
Basically. I mean, the coffin's like 7 feet long. So, you've got a little bit of clearance. You may have to duck being as tall as you are. But after that, you should be fine.
I'm gonna grab Jacob and say, "You first," and just plop him down in there.
Do we notice them climbing into a coffin?
Yes, you do. You look over and you see Elred picking up Jacob by what looks to be the scruff of his neck as he just kind of sets him down on the staircase.
But you can't see the staircase.
Yes, but it's within the coffin. His feet are the bottom of this coffin, essentially.
After the Clang Brigade kind of gets their bearings, I'm gonna mosey on over there. And...
It's like a magic trick. You want to see me pull Jacob out of a coffin?
Yes. It's like that stair joke where you start to walk and bend your knees and disappear behind the couch.
As soon as Jacob's in there, I'm gonna look over at the other two and gesture to come on, and then jump in there as well.
I'm right behind them.
Okay. So, I say let's take a quick break, mostly because I need to address something. And we'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Good with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Good with me.
Go.
Alright, we'll be back shortly. We are back. The party has just uncovered a staircase down into... they have no idea where. So, I assume you all have decided to make your way down this staircase that Jacob and Elred have pointed out. Obviously Jacob first because he didn't have a choice.
Jacob first, Elred second. I'll be right behind Elred.
Okay.
Anna's probably bringing up the rear.
Okay. Let me check something here. Okay. So. And Jacob, you do have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you guys start to descend down this staircase, 100 feet pass, staircase is still going strong. Elred, you've basically lost all visibility at this point. You see Jacob probably 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, but that is the extent of your vision. On both the left and right sides, you basically feel the walls. The width of this is very, very small in comparison. Probably 6 and a half, 7 feet wide. It's very cramped in comparison.
Okay.
As you guys continue down, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Elred's probably gonna grab a hold of Jacob's shoulder and just hold on tight for dear life.
Okay.
Not remembering that he's very strong. Grabbing tightly.
Jacob, you feel a very tight grip on your shoulder. Knowing who was immediately behind you, you can guess that Elred is a little scared, can't see.
And then you feel the other hand on the other shoulder, tightly gripped.
Oh no.
Reassuring conga line continuance with my left hand on Elrid's shoulder, and a tight but reassuring, calming, like just squeeze.
Okay.
I feel like
I'm
you
here,
wouldn't.
old fella.
I feel like you wouldn't be that comforting at this exact moment, given that you stabbed him last session.
I don't know who's right behind me. I just feel some very strong hands on my shoulders.
Yes.
And
you
to be
do
fair, I
indeed.
did bring him up to a higher total than he was before he got stabbed.
No, I was
Almost
at
double.
You did not.
Yeah, I dumped 35. You were at like 30. I dumped 35 points of lay on hands and the superior healing potion down your throat. Yes, you did. 35 plus
Truthfully,
36.
he was at 45.
Whatever,
If
45
it
is
wasn't for the
35 plus
superior
36.
potion, if it wasn't for the superior potion, he would have been exactly the same, or he would have been much lower than what he was already.
It's
right,
fine.
which is why in the same instant I dumped it down his throat. Rather
Anyway,
than being like, maybe I should do this later. No, now.
reassuring conga line continues.
Okay, so for this, I would like everyone to read off their weight in order. So Jacob, what is your total weight?
Hold on.
Anna feels that you're not supposed to ask women what they weigh, so fuck you.
I'm asking what is currently being carried.
Oh.
My carry weight's 15, so I'd be 175
Where do
Okay.
you find that?
in equipment.
Apparently Anna's 211 pounds with all of the stuff she's carrying, but I don't know how much she by herself weighs. I'd assume probably around like 115, because that's usually what I pick.
Okay.
Okay. 273 pounds for Elred.
273. Okay. Traston.
375 pounds.
Oh god!
Okay.
I have no idea. I'm trying to.
Corden,
I'm
you.
right.
It's under
I'm
equipment.
right
I
on
didn't know
that
that.
edge.
Yeah. What is your character's weight? How much does he weigh?
Okay, well where's that?
Probably
That's
Your
under
description.
description.
175 or 178.
Where
Okay,
now?
so you got about 250 on you. Under description, you would have had to type in the weight manually.
Oh, she weighs 100 pounds.
Okay. So, continuing down this staircase, Jacob, you kind of spot what looks to be a sort of light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. It's probably 150 feet in front of you. Elred, you don't quite see it just yet. Traston, with your goggles, you're able to kind of see a faint, dim light. Corden and Anna, you can both kind of see it as well. Elred, give me a general dexterity check.
Okay. Natural one.
Okay. I would like
Scooby-Doo
everybody
tumble down the
behind
stairs.
Elred
Shit.
to give me a dexterity saving throw with
Do I see it
disadvantage.
coming as he's tumbling?
No,
Fuck.
Wait, timeout. Do I need to as well since he's holding
No.
on to me?
you are in
Okay.
front.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage
I
already.
don't see, I'm
So
not
the
even
first
sure.
one is 19.
Okay.
With disadvantage, it's 22.
Okay. So,
That's
19.
22 and a 15, so 15.
19.
19. Elrid. You as well.
It's time for a snooze.
Another one?
Dexterity save this time.
Oh, dexterity save.
And Corden as well.
18.
Okay.
Wait, was that a dexterity save or was that a dexterity check?
Save.
Save.
Save with disadvantage.
Oh, with
Okay.
disadvantage. Hold
Never
on.
mind, the numbers are the same either way.
18.
If it's a save, it's 22 for me.
Okay.
Nimble little pew pew man.
Everybody but Traston succeeded.
Shit. I did not snooze yet.
I'm doing
Snooze,
some
she'll
math.
lose.
There we go. I heard a lot of dice rolling. Should I be concerned?
So, you guys, mainly Elbrid, as you take your step on the exact same step that Jacob had just made his way off of, and with your sheer amount of weight, you feel the steps start to move down as you hear a click. Right at your shoulder width, you see a glimpse of like a little shine. And you hear this mechanism start to trigger as you, Corden, and Anna all hear it at the same time and just immediately duck down as Traston's like, oh shit. Kind of getting caught between the two walls as he's trying to duck and takes a spear directly into his left arm as the spears jettison out of the wall, taking 22 points of piercing damage.
I thought you were gonna say that it got impaled into me, and then Traston was gonna be like Divine Smite times 3, and then just
No, it didn't. The walls didn't want me touching it anymore.
Jacob, you hear the entire events right behind you as you kind of turn around and you see a spear directly above Elverd's head. It seems to be kind of still stationary there. After about 5 seconds or so, the spears start to recede back into the wall.
Make sure to watch for traps, Elrid.
I mean, we already kind of fell into one, didn't we?
Probably your fault, but you know.
I did nothing.
Traston, give me a Constitution save as well.
Oh no.
20 total.
Okay. You start to feel like this liquid start to course through your veins a little bit, almost making you a little more lethargic as you start to kind of fight it off, and it seems to recede from your body. So,
I'm gonna dump 32 points of lay on hands into my arm.
okay. Big oof.
Actually, just 30.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a portion here.
Okay. So, continuing forward.
Have I
After
used
you-
any spells yet?
You have
After
not.
our last long rest?
No.
Knowing that the two accident-prone ones, I'm going to use a 4th level spell, Aid, and give Elrid, Traston, and Jacob 15 extra maximum.
Temporary hit points. Okay.
No, maximum. It
The max
affects
updates
maximum hit points.
adds to your total.
Yep.
Wait,
So they
what?
stack with temporary.
So override your max HP and add 15 to it.
Oh. How long does that last?
8 hours.
And then you'll basically full heal with that, essentially. Those who are not hurt. So.
Well, no. Yes.
Yes. Those who aren't hurt will gain 15 total to the max HP, as well as restore that 15 that they received. So.
140's a number.
Yes. Continuing forward, about another 60 feet or so. Jacob, you definitely see the lights a little bit more prevalently. Seems to be a couple of torches along the wall there. As the berth of the staircase starts to widen a little bit more, up to about 15 feet in width, to give you guys a little more space. As you guys finally reach this little platform, so to speak, plateau at the end of this tunnel, there seems to be a wooden door just kind of in place. Doesn't seem to be rotted or old. It actually seems to be pretty well kept. Looks to be embroidered with some gold accents around the inside of the door. They're equilateral across the entire door frame, probably 3 inches from each side, in the same shape of a rectangle.
Was it 22 damage, 28 damage?
22.
That's what I thought. My detect magic is barely still going.
Yes. So. You guys have reached the bottom of the staircase with a door in front of you. What would you guys like to do?
Open door.
Past the two chuckle fucks and go to the door.
Okay. Who is opening
Push.
the door?
Can I see
Me.
the door?
You can't see the door as you're standing on top of it with the 2 torches lighting up this little alcove here.
Open door.
Okay, who's opening the door first?
Me.
Okay, dexterity saving throw.
I can take it. Do I see it?
Yes, you say, can he see it?
As the door opens,
Okay, so 22 total.
okay. You do succeed.
With
Who is
advantage
standing
of-
behind Tristan?
Oh yeah, it would have been worse.
Elrid is.
Okay. Elred, dexterity saving throw as well.
11.
Okay. So, Preston finally getting the hint that things may be trapped as he opens the door and instinctively ducks as you hear this as you see Elred standing behind you get pummeled right in the chest with what looks to be 3 needles
Oh!
for 4 points of piercing damage, and give
What
me a
it-
Constitution saving throw as well.
What is it about being around you and getting hit with sharp things in my chest? Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
19.
Okay.
Headcanon is from now on, every door that Traston opens for the rest of his natural life is going to be approach door, push it open, yell right before yelling duck, and then ducking himself. Like, dun, 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 duck!
Opens door to end. Duck.
Person ducks too early, stands up too fast.
So you start to feel this slightly warm sensation where those needles had pierced you, instinctively starting to pull them out immediately as that warm sensation starts to fade away. So, the door is open.
Would I know if they were poisoned? Is that what this is?
Taking a look at them, you do see a slight bit of liquid towards the back end of the needle. Because the front of it has, well, the pointy part of it has your blood on it, so it's kind of a little more difficult to discern what, but looking at the back of it, you can see the thin liquid, which you can only assume is poison.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
I'm gonna put one of the needles in my bag.
Okay.
Wrap it in a cloth and put it in there.
Okay. Door is open. Elwood getting pummeled with needles.
Tristan, you go first. Jacob, you go after Tristan. I'll stand behind you, Jacob.
Now, before we continue, this is kind of getting ridiculous. Are any of us great at kind of finding shit like that before it happens rather than after?
Sketchy shit, Jacob.
Sketchy shit.
I could probably look for him.
Now, is there much room? Is this pretty much single file?
So there's about a 15-foot square, 15 by 15, in the current spot that you guys are standing in. So you guys aren't technically single file. Two of you are off to each side, essentially.
Mm-hmm. But
Except
like through
for-
the doorway.
Yeah, through the doorway, it's going to be single file.
Okay. How about you go? I'll hold on to you and I'll throw you if you get in any trouble. Just, we need to come up with a word that you yell so I know it's time to throw you.
Cucumber.
You don't need to throw me. I'll be okay.
If he says cucumber, throw him. If I say cucumber, throw him.
Remember what happened last time Elwood threw someone? Let's not do that again.
Once I'm
Cucumber!
throwing you this time. I don't want to make you a living weapon. I just want to kind of, give you a hoist. That's not fair. The worm did die through some completely theatrical death. How about? Well, shit. None of us look real beefcake. Anna, you feel like throwing anybody today?
To throw?
You mind coming up here to the front and anytime anyone says cucumber, throw in this little tyke?
And I was gonna walk up to the front and pick up Traston and try to throw him.
Whoop! Wait, no!
Cucumber! Cucumber!
I'm assuming that's a strength check, right?
Yep, if you're just going to yeet him through the door.
That's a 17.
Okay, are you resisting Traston?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay. I have my roll.
Okay.
It's a 14.
Okay.
Yeet, yeet, motherfucker!
So,
Yeet.
Anna, slightly misunderstanding the directions, although you did say cucumber,
See? So I wasn't even wrong.
as she inhumanly picks you up and just yeets you through the doorway.
Oh. Okay.
You stayed close to the ground, so you don't take any damage, but
Point taken. I'll leave. And I just get up, dust myself off, and start walking.
okay. So, as you're yeeted into the room, this room seems to be almost modernized in nature. Along the roof, you can see directly into the sky itself. You can see the clear as day blue sky with the occasional clouds, with what look to be wooden beams holding up these layers of glass. And on top of the glass on the outside, you can make out what look to be deposits of sand kind of pooling up on top of these. And hanging throughout the metal beams, you see these, what look to be canisters, hanging from a rope every, 10, 15 feet on each beam.
Oh, like fucking Skyrim oil traps going on here.
It looks to be, like, in some of the corners, you see where the glass is kind of broken out, probably from some kind of rock or just sheer amount of pressure being placed onto this glass where it kind of cracked open, and you see the sand kind of falling down into the bottom, almost some of them in a steady stream, pulling up piles of sand in specific areas of this room here. Towards the back, you see a doorway that seems to be encased in stone, almost like a stone frame with a wooden door in the center towards the back end there. Anything you guys would like to do while you're in here?
Cry for the next moment that I get hit with a spear, needles, or anything sharp.
Anna's
Looking
gonna
for a
immediately
way
start
forward.
investigating, looking for anything that looks like it might be of significance, kind of scouring the office or the area, just looking at everything very intently.
I'm looking for traps.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to Anna and cast guidance on her and say, "May Bahamut guide your path." And then for the accident-prone ones, I think I'm going to go up to Elrid, and I'm gonna cast Fortune's Favor on him.
Okay, Fortune's Favor from the Staff of Dunamis. Okay,
Baby's
so
upset.
Elwood and Trest are doing what? Elwood's crying.
I'm running my hand along the walls, kind of looking around, just investigating the room, looking for any possible way directly forward.
I'm actually doing the
Okay.
same.
Okay. So, Anna, when you make your next check, which would be investigation, add a d4 to the roll as well.
Okay. When would you like me to make my investigation check?
Go ahead and do it now while I read the Fortune's Favor real quick.
So it's investigation, which is a 14 plus a d4.
Yep.
So that's 18.
Okay. Jacob, go ahead and make an investigation check as well.
Shit.
So, are you using Fortune's Favor more
Basically-
than once?
Well, it says if I cast it at 3rd level, which I don't know. I can't cast it any higher, so no.
No.
I'm just using it on Elrid.
Okay.
So, with guidance, Anna gets a d4 added to any
Did that.
check. And then, basically, the way I understand Fortune's Favor is Elrid has it 1 luck point he can choose for 1 hour. It's like,
Okay.
it's somewhat like the lucky feat. He can dismiss
Essentially,
it.
you have advantage on one
Yeah.
roll of your choice.
No, it says, in addition, he can
It's
roll it,
essentially what it is.
and then if he does have advantage or disadvantage, he can still roll an additional 20 afterwards.
It's a re-roll. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
My friends at Critical Roles, Matt Mercer's mind.
so
I got a 19.
19. Okay. 18, 19. Albert Trest and investigations as well.
Mine is a 16 total.
Okay.
Investigation 5.
You gonna use your favor?
No.
Okay. So, starting with Anna. Looking around the room, trying to get a grasp of anything that may be of importance. It looks like nature has kind of taken over this area, as just the natural sunlight beating down from the glass ceiling, so to speak, has started to grow some foliage inside. The foliage itself seems to be relatively small in nature due to the fact that rain isn't getting through. So sustaining water is a little bit more difficult. Some does get in. So you see a couple of smaller cactuses kind of laid out throughout the room. And along the walls, each one of you see just... It looks to be pretty uniform in nature. There seems to be a stone pillar 10 feet down, another stone pillar made of the same cobblestone that you see around the door at the end of the room there. Doesn't seem to be much in regards to clues or hints. You see that same kind of ribbon pattern that you saw in the initial burial chamber, where you see those couple of runic symbols and then the sarcophagi symbol, and then it continues in the same pattern all along the wall with piles of sand. Looks to be in the corner to your left by the door. It seems to be the largest pile, where the glass has basically been completely broken out in that one panel, and a couple of smaller piles of sand just kind of traipsed throughout the area. But nothing seems to stick out in regards to
Do I
anybody
sense the
being
bitey
here.
bites?
You still sense the same presence, but it still feels like it's being masked in some way, shape, or form. If you're talking, we cannot hear you. Okay.
I'm taking the dogs out again.
Okay. Jacob, kind of looking around the room, looking for traps specifically. You see that the sun is directly above and to your left, and the sunbeam is basically focused on this one corner of the right-hand wall. You see that it is making contact with one of those jugs that is hanging from the beams of the ceiling. Just kind of using your sense of smell and trying to get a grasp to see what may possibly be in it, whether it be water or some kind of flammable material. You get almost the same smell that you guys got while you were in the mansion, as the mansion was catching on fire. So you're assuming that it's some kind of accelerant. If that was to fall and the beam was to be focused just right, it could probably ignite an inferno inside this room.
Elred, I'm not saying that you're gonna do anything, but just be careful around that jug over there with the beam.
Why?
Right. Because if it falls, it might cause a fire. Kind of like, how it happened in the mansion? Probably like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's about 10 of the jugs hanging from the ceiling in different places.
They're hanging?
Yes, there's a rope hanging from the beam where these are tied to.
I'm gonna investigate the floor, see if there's any pressure plates by chance, or just see if I notice anything along
Okay.
those lines.
What part of the floor are you investigating?
What do you mean, what part of the floor? The floor part of the floor.
The room is about a 50 by 50 foot square.
Each one
So-
individually, starting from where I'm at, working my way to the outside and working my way in.
Okay, so you're literally going through every corner of the room.
Yes.
Um,
Where am I supposed to narrow it down?
Well, are you looking specifically under things? Are you looking specifically in this
Sure,
quadrant? Are you looking at this quadrant?
We'll start with the panels underneath the hanging jugs or whatever.
Okay. So, how are you investigating the floor?
Just pressing ever so slightly to see if the floor feels differently, and push down just a little bit, not enough force to, replicate a footstep, but just see if there's any give to it.
Okay, give me a dexterity check. To check your finesse-ness.
Let's see. Where? Okay. 18.
Okay. So, as you start to place your feet on the what looks to be a tile underneath the first jug closest to the door where you guys are kind of investigating the walls, as you kind of place your foot and apply just the slightest amount of pressure on this, you start to feel the floor give a little bit, almost like you're stepping on sand, but looking at the tile itself, it doesn't look to be made of sand. There doesn't seem to be any sand on this specific spot, but the floor starts to give a little as you take your foot back off, as to not trigger anything that you don't want.
Okay. I'm gonna go feel another tile that's not one that's underneath the jug, see if it feels the same, and then do the same for another one that's underneath another jug,
Okay.
and see, and just try to match it up to make sure that I come to the correct conclusion. Do
Okay.
you need me to make dexterity checks for all these?
I'd just say 2 more.
2 more?
A lot of them are kind of within the same area, so one plate kind of triggers.
Okay. So second one is an 21,
Okay.
and then the third one is a 10.
Okay. As you go check the next one, you get that same feeling. It's right there by the door. As you kind of start to depress your foot, you feel the floor start to give a little, and then you pull your foot back off. On the next one, kind of towards the center of the room itself, as you start to depress your foot, you don't feel that same depression of the tile. And as you apply all your weight to it, the tile itself doesn't move. It seems to be pretty solid.
Okay. I'm gonna relay this information to the group. Guys, just be aware, I think that these jugs that are hanging above us might be triggered by some sort of pressure plate underneath them. Just be careful where you step. Mind where you're going.
Could you point them out?
But point out the 2 that I checked that felt like that they were giving when I was
Okay.
stepping on them, and then point the 1 out that I checked that didn't have any give.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out just a piece of chalk and kind of draw an outline to however big he shows them to be.
Okay.
Like a little X, like pretty big, thick lines marking off
Okay.
the tiles. There's a marking on it. Don't step on it and don't linger.
That doesn't mean they're the only ones here.
Right. At least now we can keep mindful of it.
Just be wary of where they're located. It might be around that area where there's more. Just check where you're standing. If you're underneath the jug, don't step on any tile right underneath.
Let me go looking. What did I find with my 16?
Which were you were investigating the room, right?
Yeah, I was investigating the room, looking for anything, any mechanisms around the area, or any obvious or not so obvious way forward.
So
Deeper.
looking around the room, you notice the same thing. You see the jugs hanging from the rafters of this room. The most obvious way you see is the door directly in front of you, with that stone frame kind of rounded off at the top there. Seems to be like a 7-foot tall door, kind of shoved into the back of the wall, so to speak. It's depressed in comparison to the rest of it, probably with about a 5-foot clearance between the wall and the door. The door itself seems to be made of a cheaper wood, probably some kind of oak or pine or something. Seems to be a little bit more worn than the door you guys just came in. But the way that the door is recessed into the back of it looks a little suspicious. It's very dark and very enclosed.
I'm gonna, like, once I meander back that way, I'm just like pick my foot up and put it on it. Like, does it feel like the door has any give to it?
So you're stepping inside the little alcove.
Yes.
Dexterity saving throw.
And I'm guessing I don't see it coming.
I would say you could see this one, just because as you look down, you see holes in the floor.
That's alright, it doesn't help. That's a 10. See, I'll duck and then go right into it.
Okay. That is 23 points of piercing damage as these spears, as you look down, you can see the tips as they jettison directly up into what would now be your chest region as you kind of spread out to cover as much ground as possible. I read the damage off, right?
23.
Okay, yeah. As you all kind of hear that mechanism trigger and you look towards that doorway where Traston just was, as he is laying on the ground with what look to be spears surrounding him. A couple moments pass and the spears recede back into the ground.
I'm alright. Just grazed me. Hold on. And I tighten a strip of leather from those scrap cloaks that we had before we got the 9 cloaks and just tighten a little tourniquet on my arm.
Hey, Tristan, what triggered those spears?
Stepping into this little nook here by the door.
Tristan's gonna, or not Tristan, Elred is gonna look for any kind of stone he can find. Pick it up, and just look at Tristan while I stay in the room, or standing close to it.
Cucumber.
As I get up, I'm gonna kick the door open.
Okay.
I thought the safe word was pineapple.
It's not the safe word. It's the throw word.
It's the go button.
So,
Cucumber.
Traston, as you regain your composure, stand back up. Doesn't seem like the spikes are starting to trigger. You managed to kick the door open just fine as it leads into what looks to be another hallway. This one seems to be pretty well lit. There are torches every 5 feet or so, alternating which side they're on. It's probably about a 10-foot wide hallway. You got a torch here, 5 feet, you got a torch on the left. Another 5 feet, you got another torch on the right.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of step in a bit so I'm not standing on the alcove tile that just speared me.
Okay.
Just on the other side of the doorway, and holler out, way forward's out here this way. I'll be in here.
As you step into the doorway, a few moments later the spears shoot back up. A few moments later they pass back down.
Cool. Mind the spear. You know what? You'll figure it out. And I just slump down on the other side of the door and start drinking from my special water skin.
Okay.
Almost doesn't have any water in it.
One of the spears nicked it.
It's got special water.
Fire water.
There it is. As for the rest of you,
I'm gonna try to follow where Tristan went and try to make a full sprint through there, to where he's at.
okay.
Trying to avoid any spears.
Okay. Door is open. Go ahead and just give me an athletics check. And Traston, are you sitting off to the side or are you sitting right in front of the door?
Like in and then off to the side from
Okay.
the door frame and just slumped.
13.
Like maybe 5 feet in.
Okay. Easily enough. As you are sprinting through this doorway, you catch your foot on the berth of the doorway where the stone is. As you depress your foot there, You basically use that as your launching pad as it depresses down, and you jump over the gap with the spears as they shoot up immediately after you jump through, catching the back end of your cloak a little bit. Seems to tear your pretty pink robe. You ain't got the pink one, but you got the dark green one. As you make it back through, and as the spears drop back down into the floor, you take a few more steps forward as the spears shoot back up.
Must I yell out through the crevice to everyone else? Be careful of the spears. You have to be quick.
Anna's gonna try to go through there.
Okay. I will let you pick acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics it is. Oh, that's a 17.
Okay.
That's not horrible.
Same thing. As you start your sprint forward, you step on that one plate, use it as a launch pad, and do what looks to be a full front flip as you land right on the other side of the doorway. As the spears jettison up. Take a few steps forward. Spears go back up and come back down.
When Anna lands, she's gonna do a full stick it landing, and then she's gonna stick her tongue out at Elrid.
T-pose to assert dominance. Elrid, your dominance has been questioned.
I'm setting my wine skin to the side, or the firewater skin to the side, and holding up 9 fingers.
Okay. Preston gives the score a 9. So, Jacob, Corden, you see your other 3 teammates make their way through this doorway in the most extra of ways. But at this point, you've kind of seen the reaction and what causes the spears to trigger.
Are there any shadows behind them?
Yes.
I'm
As
just gonna...
you're just gonna shadow step through. Got it.
Yeah, behind Traston.
Okay. Easily enough. Standing at the berth of the doorway right before where that plate is, you manage to shadow step to the back of Traston's shadow, which is just within view because of the torch that's on the right-hand wall there. And Corden.
So the spikes go up off of a pressure point, or once
Yes.
they...
Looking at how the others made their way over, the second that they stepped inside the crest of the doorway, they stepped on a plate. A few moments later, the spears jettisoned out, fell back down. As they took their final steps through the doorway on the other side, the spears came back up and went back down.
So there's no real way of stepping over the plate.
It's about a 5-foot plate, give or take. Essentially, it's one little tile before you hit the spot where the spears jettison out. So theoretically, you could jump over that onto the spear plate and then over into the doorway.
Hmm.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast guidance on myself, and then I guess I'll try to acrobatics my way over.
Okay.
See if I can make the jump.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the acrobatics check.
Mm-hmm. And then a D4. That'd be a 23.
Easily enough. You take your standing jump. You do your little front flip in the tiny little alcove, landing onto the spike area, but the spikes don't seem to jettison up as you do a tuck and roll through the doorway. As you are all now in this 10-foot hallway. Again, torches about 5 foot either side.
Just as I'm
Leading
picking up
to-
my wine skin and everyone's tumbling through the door, I'm like, "Oh, not now. All right, fine then." And then I cork it and stand back
Okay.
up.
Alrighty. So,
I'm moving forward down the hallway.
okay. So, it is a 10-foot hallway. You can probably do 2 rows of 3 or 1 row of 6 or 5 if that's what you guys would like. So, however you guys want to make your way down this hallway.
Burning Man, you're up. Get up here, fella.
All right.
Okay. So, how are you guys making your way down this hallway?
Straight, somewhat trying to be sneaky, and then eyes peeled, listening, open ears.
Okay.
Same.
So, I will say, are you guys trying to be sneaky or just light-footed?
Yes.
Okay.
Here, I help. Pass without trace.
Okay.
That will help.
Okay. So those of you who are trying to move as lightly and as stealthily as you can, go ahead and give me stealth checks and add 10.
41.
Okay, that's not too bad. I had a natural 20, and then disadvantage to a 17, plus 10, 27.
Okay.
14.
Is that with the plus 10 from pass?
No, that's a 24.
Okay. 24,
19.
27. That's with pass? Ooh.
Yep.
Okay. Corden, what is yours?
Well, being a guide, got an 8 on the die plus 7.
So 15, so 25.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you all seem to feel like you're being pretty stealthy. Thing is with Jacob, you can see that he's moving, but you hear nothing. It's almost like he's in a sound room where you just can't pick up anything. And it's almost driving you guys a little bit crazy that you can't even hear the movement of his cape, even though you see it. It's almost like he's had a spell of silence casted on him himself.
Anechoic chambers.
As you guys continue down this passageway, you guys make it about 100 feet down as the hallway seemingly goes off to the right hand side. It almost looks like it dead ends. Like there doesn't seem to be anything down that way, but there's no other way down this path. Off in the end, you see a torch on the back wall as well as 2 torches on the left and right hand walls as well.
Know what I know about magic? I'm gonna walk into the wall. Try to walk forward.
You're just gonna walk straight ahead?
Walking straight ahead.
Okay. As you walk towards this wall, you are met with a bit of resistance, as this is a wall. With the confidence that you
Oh yeah,
had,
full confidence.
you're caught off guard a little bit by the wall. But you do notice something as you kind of hit that wall. It does sound a little echoey behind, but the wall itself is definitely there.
Echoey, how echoey? Does it sound like it's like barely drywall?
It almost sounds like there is a cavern behind. As you kind of place your ear up against the wall, you hear the occasional, what sounds like a droplet of water hitting a puddle every 15, 30 seconds or so. As when you hit the wall, the reverberation kind of came back and you heard yourself hit the wall again.
Oh. And this was like full dead ends, like there's no left, there's no right, it's just wall and a couple torches. Okay.
The things you guys see are the 3 torches right there at the end of the hallway.
Do any of them look fake, like the
Stab
torches we
wall.
stole?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. And Traston, you're stabbing the wall.
Yep.
Okay. Just go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Ash a 19, Dad.
Okay.
It's a 23.
D3. Okay. So, Jacob, kind of looking at each one of these torches and kind of getting a good grasp of the surrounding here. You see something relatively familiar that you caught a little bit of as you were in Lantersil. Underneath each one of the torches, there seems to be a number inscribed. But on the torches, you also see, on the wooden base of the torch, you see corresponding numbers inscribed on them. It looks like the one on the back wall and the one on the right wall are misplaced and not in the correct spots. Traston, as you take your spear and ram it into the wall, almost dead center underneath the torch, you kind of see your spearhead go in about 2 or 3 inches as the wall starts to separate and then close. As you see Jacob kind of reach over you and grab the torch out of that sconce and put the other one in and place the other one there, you start to see the door creak and groan as it slides open.
Okay. Pushing through.
Okay. As you guys continue further in, you get this damp, almost humid feeling as you walk into this cavern-like area. The walls seem to have been created from some kind of... It looks like a cave, so to speak. You see the stalactites kind of going off the side of the wall with a little passageway behind them. It's almost see-through, where you can see the back wall of the cave as you hear the water droplets hitting this puddle off to your right. Looks to be more of like a pond at this point. The cave itself is probably about 100 feet in circumference. It's almost completely round as that droplet sound keeps repeating itself from the ceiling. Straight ahead you see another, what looks to be large opening of a room, probably twice the size of the one that you're currently in, as you start to hear the sound of rushing water filling into what seems like another lake or pond, something of a bit larger body of water. But you don't necessarily see anything. The natural lighting in here isn't as well as the room you were in previously. Anna, that feeling that you were getting is a little bit more prevalent now.
She's gonna keep that to herself for now.
Okay.
But she's gonna be noticeably more on guard.
Okay. So, are you guys continuing forward into this new room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
As you guys start to make your way into that room, who's leading the charge?
Me.
Anna's right behind Traston.
Okay.
I take up the bag.
Okay. So,
I'll be right behind Anna.
okay. Traston, go ahead and give me a perception check. Anna, you give me one as well.
20.
That's a 15.
Okay. Traston, inside that room, you see two individuals. Off in top right corner of where you're looking. They seem to be hunched over something. It's hard to make out what they're doing, but they seem to have cloaks on their head, and they seem to be almost ripping into this thing on the ground. Off to the left-hand side, you see where that water was going to from the outside, those waterfalls that were feeding into that body of water, as you start to see what look to be two streams connecting in from the outer cave wall into this massive lake.
Hold up my hand, motioning everyone to stop.
Okay.
Wait for Anna to kind of come up to my side as I stop walking forward.
Okay.
Kind of look to her.
Is the sense any stronger now?
Yes.
Look at her, cock an eyebrow like,
She's gonna nod.
Anna, you have the faint
nod back, and I look at the right one.
You had the faint smell of blood filling the air, almost overpowering the rest of the senses, even with the humidity in the area.
Anna's gonna immediately pull her gun out.
Okay.
And turn,
hand
like,
goes
kind of gesture back and, like, point, like, get your weapons out.
If I
It's
get
here.
the spear up in my other hand, this is going to be a one-arm throw, but I'm holding on my hand. 3, 2, 1, and then I throw my spear at the one on the right.
Pull
Okay.
my sword out.
Okay. So, Traston, go ahead and roll an attack.
I'm also summoning my echo as well.
Okay. Where are you summoning your
21 to
echo
hit.
to?
To
Okay.
the left of Anna.
You just pull the hood up.
Okay. Traston, that will hit. Corden, are you doing anything?
Let me check something. Where is that one lovely ability?
I keep forgetting your new character's name.
Corden.
No, and you know what's really sad is, like, I can see it. Because I've got the stream up so I can see your name, and I still keep forgetting. I went to address you like 4 times, and every time I stop myself, I'm like, crap, what is it?
I'm going to cast Haste Twinned on Elred and Traston.
Okay.
Yes!
Imagine Traston and Elrid are like, randomly just start flexing, like, I am powerful.
We are here to pump!
That was a
You are-
horrible. That was a terrible, terrible Arnold impression. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Okay. So, Traston, what was the damage on
No, I wasn't
yours?
talking about yours, Traston. I was talking about mine.
That was 8 points of piercing damage and 8 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Okay, so Elred summons his echo. Jacob pulls his weapons out. Corden casts haste, twinned, and Anna pulled out her gun.
Yeah.
Okay. At the point that Traston yeets his spear over to that first creature, tearing into this unknown item, so to speak. You catch the glimpse of an arm kind of flying back behind it as it turns to hear the chain of your spear as it impales it right in the shoulder blade. And I would like everybody to roll initiative for me.
I thought you were gonna say, and it turns around and it's Elrid. There's been an imposter with you the whole time. Damn it, Tristan, why? Why?
Yes, why indeed.
23.
23.
15.
20.
Natural 20, so 23.
16.
Does Anna have time to pull her sword out real quick since she knows that these are vampires? There's vampiric presence. She would want to have the sword.
You've already got your gun out.
Though then, never mind.
Tristan, what was yours again?
15.
15.
I forgot I had a sword, guys. I forgot.
Okay, so first up would be Jacob and Elrid. So I will let you guys decide who is going first.
Team attack. I throw Jacob at them.
Fastball special.
I feel like maybe we should ask Jacob how he feels about
No, that's not how this works.
It's true. It's not how he just picks me up and throws me.
I'm just gonna, the last place I saw him disappear, Elrid's just gonna grab in that direction. Hopefully, not anything personal that he might rip off. And just grab him, hold him above, and just toss this invisible missile at my enemies.
Okay, give me a strength check to yeet invisibility. And Jacob,
check.
give me a dexterity check to see if you can hold your hood down.
That's a 17.
At 21.
21.
Okay, so as Jacob, you feel Elrid pick you up and start to toss you forward. You manage to get about, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet towards these enemies, giving you about another 25 feet before you can reach them.
Okay. I want to walk up behind the one that Traston stabbed with his spear.
Okay.
5,
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay.
I'll activate my Dagger of Venom with my bonus action there.
Okay.
And then I'll attack with it.
Alright, go ahead and give me that roll.
Oh no.
Headcanon, he sprinted down the chain attached to my spear like fucking Naruto on a tight wire. And just...
Hey,
I'm sorry, what is Naruto?
A ninja.
I'm glad
He's
you
a
asked.
gangster.
We have a whole chat for this.
We do.
I got a natural 20 plus 9, so 29 to hit.
Would he be surprised he's there?
You know what to do.
Okay. Sneak attack, right?
I would say for the sake, yes.
You're literally invisible. If you
You're
don't get
critting,
sneak attack,
so,
then
yeah.
something's broken.
This is what it was made for.
You know, 'cause it's fun. Double
90
advantage on sneak attack.
90
You already got a nat 20. It can't even... It doesn't get better.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
Well, that'll be,
double
advantage.
makes it better.
Nat
30
30.
Double
damage.
advantage, you quadruple the damage.
I'll need it to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
That's a 15.
Just succeeds.
Boof.
Oof. And then what else can I do? I'm gonna stun and strike it.
Okay, another con save.
Yes.
Fuck it up, fuck it up.
16.
Just in the background. Fuck.
And then I'll go ahead and hit him with my other dagger then.
Okay.
If you roll
Give me
the
that
damage,
sweet attack roll. Yeah, 36.
Okay.
36 d6.
You double the venom dagger, right?
Yep.
Oh no.
Guess what, guys? A 28 to hit.
Is that a natural 20 again?
It is. Beyond is
Wolford, I just want to know, like,
Roll damage.
are
Obviously, no
you
sneak attack.
donating to D&D Beyond? Is that why?
I have a membership. Yes, it's 18 damage.
I have a membership, yes. Well, that answers
Okay.
that question.
As you guys see this creature wince in pain from an unknown source as he is repeatedly pummeled. The first time looks to be some kind of disease that almost starts to overtake this creature, but starts to fade as the second one hits. I assume it's the flame dagger,
Yes.
or was it?
It was not on
Okay.
fire though.
Okay, as you see this spurt of blood come from its chest, slicing outwards towards where the arm had flown previously, just from the sheer depth that he got underneath that creature's skin. So, action, bonus action, movement.
I'll just
Elrid, you
move
s-
about
well,
5
you've only
feet
got
backwards as well.
5 feet backwards. Got it. Elrid, you still have movement and bonus action.
Okay.
And action.
Nope,
No,
he
I
yeeted
used
him.
my action to throw him.
Haste.
Oh yeah, I forgot you get another action because of that.
You can move double your speed. You had advantage on dex saving throws.
Corden
an
said,
additional
"Booyah,
action."
bitch."
Yep, so you still have one
And-
action and yeet speed.
Also, the rest we had earlier in the tomb, was that short or long?
That was full rest.
Okay.
So yes, you have double movement and another action as well as your bonus action.
Oh, good.
Long rest we had at the beginning.
You only get one weapon attack if you attack, though.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to. So, how far am I away from them, and how far is my echo away from them?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 would get you to both of them. Your echo's about the same.
Okay. I'm gonna move my echo about 30 feet forward.
Okay.
Then I'm going to use my bonus action to swap with my echo.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, and then Edis McCletus.
And then I am going to walk up to them and smack them in the mouth.
Okay, I assume in between both of them.
Yeah, also, my echo is going to disappear after I start moving forward.
He disappears at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
With the...
If
At
he's
the
more
end.
than 15 feet.
Yeetus
Oh,
we
oh,
trust.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he'll stay
Okay.
there until then.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So,
are you attacking the same one or are you attacking the other one?
same one.
Okay. Do your
Alright.
thing.
Alright. I am going to take my weapon swing at him. I'm going to reckless.
Did you
great weapon.
rage?
I thought he said he did.
Does reckless
He-
require? Or you're thinking
He,
frenzy?
uses he already uses
I'm thinking
bonus
French.
action to swap, so no, he has not raged.
You're thinking of frenzy. Reckless
That's
doesn't
That's my
require it.
bad.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
reckless is just advantage.
It's
against-
barbarian,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So reckless,
Reckless
attack
great weapon. Yep.
and great weapon. Great weapon. All right. That okay. So roll. with Great Whipmaster, 19 to hit.
That will hit. Roll your
Okay.
damage. So, are you using a charge or not?
No, not on this one.
Okay.
Okay. That's going to be 30 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. As you just slash through this creature, as you know, as you get up to it, you can see the fangs dripping with blood and the completely discombobulated corpse on the ground, ripped to shreds. All you see left is the torso and part of the head hanging on what looks to just be by the slight tendon on its right hand side as you slash through the chest cavity of this creature, similar to the same spot of where Jacob had slashed it, almost opposing direction, making an X on his chest where he's just kind of spurting blood out as he kind of winces in pain but still seems to be okay. Looks pissed. So, that will take it to Anna.
Do I see the other one?
You can see both of them. They are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, about 60 feet away from you.
Alright, she's gonna try and shoot one.
Okay, are you going to use sharpshooter? Plus 10 to damage, minus 5 to hit, I believe.
Yeah, she's gonna use sharpshooter.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay, so that is a 29 to hit, so minus 5. Does that hit?
24 will hit.
Okay, then that's plus 10 to damage, right?
Yep, so whatever you roll, add 10.
Okay, so that's 14, so 24 points of damage for the first one.
Okay, and are you hitting the same one they've been hitting, or are you hitting the other one?
No, I'm hitting the other one.
Okay, so you said 24 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay.
That is so much better than Great Weapon Master. Only minus 5?
Grove Master's -5.
Hmm?
Grove Master's -5.
Oh, then it was a lot. It was higher.
She's
For
gonna
some
use
reason-
sharpshooter again.
Okay, so make your roll, subtract 5.
So that's 22 to hit.
That will hit as well.
Okay. And that is 23 points of damage, so 33 points of damage.
Okay. So that is 2 shots from your gun. You have 3 remaining.
I have 4 remaining. It's 6.
I thought... I'll look it up later. I'm not worried about it.
I was
So.
pretty sure it was 6. She's gonna... Oh, you're right. No, you're not. That's his 5-foot radius. She's gonna use her bonus action to shoot a firebolt.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Sharpshooter does not work for this.
No, it does not. So that's a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is... Oh, that almost landed on the 0. That's 8 points of damage from firebolt.
Okay. So, as you guys see Anna pulling her gun back as she unloads 2 rounds almost in rapid succession, as you hear the sound of that gunshot echo throughout this entire cavern, almost shaking it to its very core. You can start to see some ripples on the water just from the large amount of vibration this is producing as she pummels the other vampire directly to Elred's left. One in the chest and one into the lower leg area, like the thigh region. As this creature just winces in pain, and you hear that shout as the fire bolt just pummels it right in the face, almost burning the top layer of skin off of its face as it screeches again. So, are you going to move forward at all?
Nah, she gonna stay back and just chill.
So, after Anna is Corridon.
How'd they look?
They seem to be okay. They're more so pissed than anything.
Good.
Seem to be okay.
Meh.
That would be my boy talking.
So, action, bonus action, and movement you have. Do not forget, I allow first level spells as bonus action, and you can cast your main spell as a action as well.
First level spells, a little lacking.
Cantrips also cast as bonus action as well. You know.
Oh.
So.
How far away are they?
From you, probably about 65 feet.
So, how does this lovely ring of mind shielding work?
I believe it is. You cannot be telepathied unless you choose to be telepathied. Immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your mind. Alignment, lying, that stuff.
Says you can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible. Okay.
Correct.
I was reading it wrong.
So, it does not do anything combat related, unless somebody's trying to read your mind in combat.
Making sure.
So,
Well,
action, bonus action, movement.
Let's move my 30 feet to the north, so I can get at least 60 feet of them.
So you just want to go straight up.
Yeah. I want to be at least 60 feet away from them, if possible.
Yeah, you're about 60 feet.
Scooch up a little or be a little bit closer, so if they move, I'm still with them. And
Scoochie,
then
scoochy
I'm going to.
Okay.
Then I'm going to. Man, so many spells, and I don't really. I guess I'll firebolt them.
That's bonus action.
Both.
I'm assuming.
Action.
Both?
Action.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Oh no.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attacks. He's more of a buffy sorcerer than he is a damagey sorcerer.
+9, 17 on the die. 26 to hit.
That will hit. Which one are you hitting? The one that's been hit the most, or the one that Anna shot?
Yeah, the one that's hit. The one
Okay.
that's been hit the most.
Okay. I assume with both attacks as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll your...
2d10 right now. Well, that's 10 damage.
Okay.
For the first hit.
Okay.
Second hit would be 16 to hit.
That one does not hit.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
That should be it,
Okay.
yes.
As you guys see Corden get a firebolt in each hand as he launches the first one with precision, hitting the creature right in the center of the X that Elrid and Jacob had made, almost burning a slight divot into his chest cavity, almost exposing the bone, while the second one kind of veers off just to the right as the creature sees it coming and quickly ducks beneath it. So, that will take it to Traston with double actions.
Yes. I'm going to
Double speed.
pull back the spear back to my hand.
Yep.
At the same time, I am raging now,
Yes.
as I would like to rage and use my bonus action to do so, and mad sprinting. And as I catch it, I want to swing up for another upswing, impale, reckless, two-handed swing.
Okay. So you're running up all the way to them and
All the way
jamming your
to them.
spear in their chest.
Jam my spear in the chest, I stabbed.
One that's been hit the most, or the one that has been the least?
The one I threw my spear in on the right.
Okay. Okie dokie. So,
Reckless, that is a natural 20. So I'm going to go ahead. Give me a second.
That one just does not have very much luck at all.
3 natural 20s on this poor
I'm
creature.
How's he looking?
He's looking okay.
I'm dumping a little divine smite just to rectify the situation.
Okay.
Do a first level here.
He is no longer looking okay.
Is he considered undead in any way, shape, or form?
I always forget you're here till you pop in and say something.
Technically,
Yeah, I don't pop in very often, but yeah.
as you get a look at his face, he's got the long fangs coming down to almost his chin line, covered in blood. You can definitely tell he's a vampire.
So hold
I get
on
all
here.
the teeth.
So that's... A lot of math.
A lot of math, he says.
24 plus 50 is 70.
Oh, holy
Four.
shit.
Plus 12 is 86. Plus, hold on. That was this one. So 97, 89, 99 points of damage total. 86 of it was radiant.
There's no point in combat if y'all are just gonna keep nat 20 in these mother. This is bullshit.
Reckless, baby.
Okay,
I,
So-
for one, think this is great.
how would
Me
you
too.
like to render this thing into non-existence?
Okay. As I yank back the chain to have the spear travel through the air to catch it, I'm like head down, not Naruto sprinting, but like in a primal hunt sprint. Catch the spear about halfway through, like right before impact, and then with the momentum of driving back of the catch, I just ram it right back up into him, making the hole deeper where it first hit him,
Okay,
and just
so
confetti.
you guys see Traston break into this almost breakneck speed as he is running forward, pulling his chain back with an obscene amount of force as he starts to scream a battle cry echoing throughout the entire cavern, pulling the spear back as it just reaches his hand, grabs it with both hands, using the X marks the spot as well as the firebolt burn hole, and just skewering this creature almost directly through the trachea as you see this divine energy flow through the entire body of this creature as you start to see the skin just melt away, leaving only a skeleton in place.
Just
as
so
it just completely dissipates to ash.
Just so you're aware, when he said that you did your little battle cry, I pictured Traston going all Xena, warrior princess.
Yep.
I need
Basically. So that was my first attack of my 2 attack action.
I am well aware of this situation.
Momentum, vampire glitter still on the tip of my spear. I'm going to turn around and spear Edward in the back of the head.
Okay, give me the
Reckless.
next natural 20. I don't even...
Oh, the first one, shit. Hold on.
You don't even know.
Second one is an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh.
Did anybody else secretly hope he got a natural 20 again?
Yes.
Me.
I mean,
So
other
that-
than you,
hold on.
because that's kind of a duh. Of course, you
So
want to
that's-
get one.
Uh, 15 points of piercing damage. And yeah. 12 points of radiant. Sorry, brain farted on the 4 dice of extra radiant I get on each attack. I'm sorry.
Okay.
6 points of necrotic. And 5 points of radiant.
Yep. So, as you go to spear this guy, aiming for his head, a little bit lower than you had anticipated. As you get him right between the shoulder blades, as you just see this darker energy kind of flow into him, as well as merging with the light, almost creating a yin and yang symbol in between his 2 shoulder blades, between the darkness and the light that is enveloping. So,
He's still breathing.
still breathing.
I'm going to rectify that. Reckless once more. Versatile. Gimme.
We go again.
We go again.
It was so close.
But say if it's another natural 20, like you're gonna have to start sending pictures before.
That's 28 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So I'll just do this in piecewise. So that is 13 points of piercing damage. Plus, 16 points of piercing damage. Plus 2 points of necrotic damage. Plus 7 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Similar thing. You're going for the kill. You've already got one on your belt today, and you're expecting this one to go down just as easy. Repeatedly stabbing this poor man. Same kind of energy envelops through him as the combination of radiant and necrotic kind of merge, almost burning the skin off in that one spot. But he seems to just be in a little bit of pain. Still seems to be okay.
Okay.
Let someone else have a turn.
That's action. Hasted action attack. Action do. Yeah. That's movement I want to use.
Okay.
I shall kind of pivot to the other side so that me and Elred are facing it.
Okay.
Facing each other over it. So I want to kind of move around behind him.
Got it. We'll move. Movement has ensued. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
That'll be the end of my turn.
Alright, that will take it up to our little friend, who is going to turn around, noticing where you went, and he gonna give you a good old suck. That's a 26 to hit.
That'll
You
hit.
also have a +2 AC, just a heads up.
That'll hit.
The vampire angry.
Daryl's like, finally, I get to roll dice.
Right?
Ooh, we made Dracula mad.
Hey, Daryl.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know. Since I have that lucky thing, can I use that to make him re-roll his attack?
Trying to remember. I think it's
What do
only
you
when
mean
it's...
you have lucky? I thought nobody was allowed to take lucky.
It's
No.
not lucky specifically.
No.
It's
Oh, I was about to
The
be.
thing.
Daryl was about to die, y'all. The kid's
It's only
right.
for you. It's only
Yeah.
for you.
It's only the things targeting you.
Okay, just making sure.
That would have been sweet, though. It's super OP, but sweet.
That's what normal
So-
luck
31
I
points
know,
of piercing,
That's why nobody's ever allowed to use it.
halved to 15, plus 11 points of necrotic. As he just sinks his fangs into your neck. And I would like you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Do you benefit from +3 on saves as well, Max?
I do. That's an 18.
Okay. Start to feel this almost unsurmountable rage that you just can't quite contain, and the lust for blood as it starts to quickly envelop your body. It leaves just as quickly as it came. So
If
Second
Traston
attack.
is in transition, Anna's going to kill him.
second attack with his claws. That does not hit. Third attack with the other hand. That, again, does not hit. So, top of the round. Jacob and Elrid.
Gosh, it's Dumb and Dumber's turn.
I'll go first this time, Elrid.
You went first last time too. All I did was throw you.
Okay, that's fair.
You can go first. Go ahead.
Alright, I'll go up behind Homeboy. I'll say the keyword for my dagger.
Okay.
I'll attack with that one.
About to get attackety.
Clickety-clickety, about to get attackety. Okay,
Alright. 19 to hit.
that will hit.
That's 20 damage. Is it a... I don't think that's sneak attack, right?
That is sneak attack because of flanking. You have Elrid and Traston within 5 feet.
So that would be 32 damage.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and I'll spend a key point.
Okay.
And then I'll do Stunning Strike again and see if that works.
Okay. 18.
No. Alright, I'll just attack with my dagger again.
Okay.
18 to hit.
That will hit.
$17 points of damage.
Okie dokie. Have 13 with the dagger. So, anything else you would like to do?
Nope.
Okay. As you start to slice this one up just like you did the last one, except for this time you're on his right hand side trying to cut the last bit of tendon that's left on that right arm after Traston had impaled it with his spear. Doesn't seem like you quite get through, but you can start to see the bone around the bicep area. So, Elrid,
Yes. My turn.
your turn.
Good. Okay. I'm already right next to him, correct?
Yep, you are behind him. You have advantage due to flanking.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a swing on him. Great weapon master.
Okay.
Don't need to use reckless because I have flanking.
Yep.
Okay. That's 15 to hit.
That will not hit. Don't forget you
use
have another
that,
action because of haste.
I am gonna use my lucky thing now
Yes.
and re-roll that. Better. 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And I am going to use Elemental Convergence for this one.
Okay. Get your dice out.
Well, sort of.
It's more dice than normal.
Okay. 57 points of damage, 33
Okay.
of it being various elemental damage.
Right.
Obviously, one of them is radiant, but you can. That's up to your discretion. There were a lot of there was every number in there.
That's fine. Doesn't take more from it. Just gives him more die. In the instance because they're undead.
Okay. I'm gonna go for my second swing. Same thing. Great Weapon Master.
Yep.
And that will be 24 to hit.
That will hit as well.
And use it again.
And again.
We go again.
Go again.
Go
Go
again.
again.
We don't say it right.
Go
Preston's
again.
gotta say it.
52 points of damage.
Again.
28 of that being elemental.
Okay.
Dang, Elred.
Okay. As you ignite this man like a Christmas tree, various colors across the entire spectrum envelop his body as it almost completely blocks out his silhouette as he's enveloped by various elements. As the elemental hurricane ensues, you see the creature.
Sorry.
Yes,
Give me 1 second.
you're good. The creature is on his knee, but still standing.
Okay, continue.
The creature is still standing after the elemental hurricane has ended. He is on his knee, but he is still standing.
Okay. Bonus action, summon Echo next to him.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go for invoke incarnation or
Unleash
incarnation. Unleash incarnation. Great Weapon Master.
Okay. Natural 1.
21 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. 23 points of damage.
Okay.
Action Surge.
Okay. Natural 1, natural 1, natural 1.
I want to turn. I want to turn.
Me
I
too.
mean,
Me too.
My ears.
You
My
did
ears.
this.
Alright. And
You know what you did.
with Action Surge, that gives me 2 attacks. Is this a whole new
It
action?
replenishes your
A
action.
whole new,
Yes.
This is why fighters are broken, kids.
I didn't state
Action
Great Weapon
Surge
Master,
doesn't say
but
that. Mine says you can
I
take one
intended to.
additional action on your turn.
Yes,
Yes,
a
so
full
the action is
Not
the
an
number of
action.
attacks you have.
Oh, I
Yes.
misunderstood that. Oh, I'm glad you did this,
Yeah.
Joe. Thank you. I mean,
So-
Elred.
so that attack missed because I intended to use Great Weapon Master. It's a 19 minus 5, 14, so that's probably not gonna hit. Second attack, Great
Creature
Weapon
gets
Master.
one.
Oh wait, that's advantage. I forgot about advantage. I haven't been using that this whole time. I haven't needed to. It's still not gonna
all
hit.
those crits you could have had.
Okay, second
Good.
attack. That one will hit. Advantage, please.
Natural 20 is a 50-50.
18 to hit.
Just hits.
Don't sound so sad about it.
He's on his knee.
26 points of damage.
One of these days, I want to try
Okay.
the high variance dice.
Okay, Unleash Incarnation again. I was kidding. That's the end of my turn.
That will take it to Anna.
Are any of them still alive?
There's one.
How's he looking?
Not good.
Okay. So she's gonna use the thingy majigger. Sharpshooter.
Okay.
Sorry, I had all this planned out like 10 minutes ago, but then, you know. So that'll be a 15 to hit. Will that hit?
That does not hit.
Okay, we go again. Shit. That one won't hit either. So she's gonna use action surge.
Okay.
Yes! Finally. Okay. So that's a natural 20.
It's
Okay.
dead.
Minus 5 to hit makes it a 25 to hit. I'm assuming that hits then. So that is...
That is a how do you want to do this?
Aw, man.
How much health does he have? 1, 2?
She's just gonna blow a hole straight through his stomach, trying very hard to avoid the facial region so that she can harvest the teeth. Because all vampire teeth are Anna's. It's well known.
All ears of any living creature.
Are
or
Traston's.
unliving.
I get the claws too, because I'm using them for something.
So, as Corden sees Anna, she seemingly doesn't know what she's doing for her first couple of shots. But finally, after the third shot,
I feel like there was some unnecessary sass in that.
she figures out, oh, I shouldn't aim for the face. Aim for the stomach. The body shot will get him.
Center mass.
As she hits him right in the gut. As
Somebody's
this
getting
bullet
hit in center mass.
moving at a very high speed as it just barrels through this entirety of his stomach, throwing the contents back against the cavern wall as the vampire just kind of looks down, sees the hole in his stomach, and collapses face first towards Traston.
Just look down, bend down, and start cutting off the ears.
Anna's immediately gonna start walking over and plucking teeth out and trying to remove claws.
Okay. So, Traston, you've cut off ears plenty of times. You know what the ears do. You know where they're cutting. You managed to get your ears with no problem. Anna, give me survival check. The other 3, anything you doing specifically?
Survival check.
Unfortunately, combat's over.
I'm just gonna look them over, see if they have anything valuable on them.
Survival check 27.
Okay. And Corden, anything you're doing?
I guess more line examine the area, make sure that everybody's protected and not in trouble per se. Like if something was to ambush us.
Okay, perception check. Jacob's not doing anything. Elred's investigating stuff. Give me investigation on the bodies.
I rolled. It's 21.
Anna, easily enough, the fangs break off very simply. You grab at the base of the root and you just yank as hard as you can, getting all 4 of the fangs out of these creatures. The one that bit Trask, and you see a little bit of blood on it, and as you kind of rip it out, you start to see the blood almost leach into the fang itself. But you've gathered 4 fangs and about 6 claws. A couple of their claws were damaged in the fight.
Wait,
Ye old root canal.
there were 3 of them. How did I only get
There were
4
2.
fangs?
There were only 2. Yeah,
Only
only 2
2.
vampires.
They were eating
Yeah.
something.
They
Do
were
I
eating
still
a third thing.
like have a vampiric sense?
The sense seems to have dissipated. You
Anna's
don't really
gonna
get this
walk.
feeling.
Anna's gonna walk over to Traston to try and look at where the vampire bit him.
Okay. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Yep.
So, Elred, investigating basically everything around the immediate vicinity of where these vampires were. In The vampire's pockets, you find a couple vials filled with a red liquid. They don't seem to be the same shape and size as a healing potion. It's actually like an elongated scientific vial. Just filled with a red liquid, corked off at the top.
Or what that could be.
Right. On the ground, you see an elven individual. No arms, no legs, head almost completely decapitated.
His name's Lucky.
Oh, the irony.
Rifling through his pockets, you find a coin purse. It has about 150 gold pieces in it.
Is he wearing a shirt or a cloak? He doesn't need any more.
No, he seemed to be in pretty basic, like peasant garbs. Almost looks like a potato sack vest with a cloth undershirt.
I'll take it.
It's very bloody.
You can wash it out.
Just
Had
dyed red.
bloodied shirt and potato sack
So hot.
vest.
So I see them looking at this body. Can I go check it out and see how long ago they died?
Yeah, you can go ahead and walk over there and give me a, I want to say survival check. Just, no. Give me medicine check. Medicine check makes more sense.
Both are +1, so. $15.
Okay. Looking at the body, it looks to have died pretty recently, probably within the last hour. The blood itself is still fresh on the ground, as it hasn't yet gone to that dark red color. It's still got
Coagulated.
Yeah. It still has that slight red color as it would have just came out of the body itself. Part of that could be because they just ripped the arms off fairly recently. So, we'll get to your perception check here in a moment. Traston. Anna, you walk over to Traston and you start to look over the wound as the vampire embedded his fangs in Traston's neck. Inside of the wound, you see this very deep hole. Two of them equidistant from each other. And it looks like there's a discoloration of the skin, almost like it's starting to turn black in color, so to speak, as it starts to almost decompose immediately and then starts to revert itself as it starts to go back to its natural color.
Can Anna tell, based off of what she's seeing on the bite, if the vampire actually was successful in trying to change Traston?
Based off of how it looks, it doesn't look like, at least to you, doesn't look like the vampire had acquired enough blood from the wound in order to fully transition Traston into a vampire. At least from initial investigations. It does take some time for that kind of ailment to present itself.
How long does that usually take?
Varies from person to person. Typically about a week is where you start seeing the major changes in the individual.
Anna's gonna make a mental note of this and keep a very close eye on Traston.
Okay. So, Corden, kind of glancing around the cave. It is a little darker than normal. You can see okay, but where you get the most visibility is around the lake itself. Looking into the lake, it's crystal clear. You can see from the top to the bottom. Almost like there is no minerals in this water. It's just clear as day. You can see the bottom. At the bottom of this lake, you see a very familiar depiction carved into the stone of Tiamat.
Oh, joy.
what would you guys like to do?
I mean,
Well,
it's relatively safe here now, so I say we go on ahead and rest.
Okay.
Yeah, I could use a nap.
Alright. So, Preston, Elrid, Anna, is Cord, and then Jacob on board for nap time.
Yeah, I trance.
Anna's gonna take the first watch while he trances.
Okay. So,
I'll stay up too.
okay. As you guys settle down after your somewhat trivial fight that was not meant to be trivial, you guys start to lull off into a relaxing sleep with the sound of the water in the background crashing into this pond of crystal clear water.
Scent of acrid blood in the air.
With the yes, the scent of blood in the air. As you guys lull off into sleep, you all level up to 11. And we will pick this up again next week. So,
Wait, I was gonna say, so I was looking at my character, and it says, I don't know if she can do it or not, because I don't know if she has what she needs, but it says that she's got the gunsmith trait, and it says that you gain proficiency with tinkerer's tools, and you can use them to craft ammunition at half cost, repair firearms, and even create new ones. Can she start messing with the gun to try and make it better?
you must
Do you
provide
have tinker's
details as
tools?
to what you were doing to make it better.
Well, right now she's just taking it apart and putting it back together so that she can learn everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well-
can discuss that.
While I take the rest of the week until next Thursday to come up with schematics for how I can get the DM to let my character have an Uzi.
That's not gonna happen.
AK-47.
Listen, if you get starved all week, you know why.
Uzis are just not canon. But, so,
Oh yeah, because
No, they're not
gunslingers were
canon. They are
canon.
Uzi.
I was gonna say, because gunslingers were canon, right?
It's only
Okay,
not.
but what about a cannon Uzi?
And cartographers, those were definitely canon.
look, those are basic functionalities that you would expect in those times of,
And
hey, I'm gonna make a map, or hey,
Oh, let's not forget blood hunters. Those were definitely canon.
that's a pact type thing.
I'm just saying.
it's only not canon if you choose it to be not canon.
Yeah, stop limiting my D&D experience. If I want her to have a fucking Desert Eagle
That's a different
on
campaign
one
system.
side and an Uzi on the other, and
You
it's
are-
my D&D. D&D your way.
Yeah,
you are
Darryl,
in
while
the
you're at
desert
it-
With
and
Anna
there are
2020.
eagles.
Anna 2020. D&D your way.
Yeah, and Daryl, while you're
Fuck
at
the
it,
We're in the
patriarchy.
desert, but
I
there
want
are
a
no
shark.
eagles.
I want a shark with a freaking laser beam on its head strapped to my back.
You know, I'm feeling very,
No.
you know,
The STMG is not in this game.
I'm feeling very, very made fun of, which is just very rude.
Alright, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you liked what you saw, click the follow button. Check out our previous sessions on YouTube, and we'll see you again next week. Oh, music brought to you by tabletopaudio.com. All copyright free music, good ambiance music. I enjoy it a lot.
They're nifty swag boys over there.
Yes.
Their shirts are
Shirts
literally
are
the
also soft.
softest thing I've ever bought. It's wonderful.
Alright, thanks guys.
Bye!
Bye bye.